Now it's time for us to add some objects to our scene. And again, I think it'd be better if we just start off with a clean new file again. So we'll go File, New, and Release, and we'll get our cube here. I'm going to turn on the manipulators, and I'm just going to move that cube out of the way. Now, notice this little target right here. You've probably seen it, wondered what it did. If you left click, you can place that target around your scene. Okay? So wherever this target is, that's where a new object will be added. And right now we're going to add an object. I'm going to go up to the Add menu. I'm going to add a mesh. A mesh is the structure of an object. And there are many different structures for objects here, and different object types. But right now we're just dealing with the mesh, and you can see that the different objects that are made up by this mesh structure, and this will all be important later, so just think about the mesh as the structure. We've got a plane, which is a flat plane, 4 points and connected by lines and filled. Cube, circle, a UV sphere, which is sort of like a longitude-latitude sphere, an icosphere, which is made of triangles, a tube, a cone, a grid, a monkey head, and a torus. Now, I know you're just dying to add the monkey head, so let's start with that. Okay, and here in the window, I want to zoom in on this, so I'm going to roll in with the scroll wheel, or I'm going to do the Alt-Control left mouse, or Control middle mouse. And I really recommend you write those down, because I'm pretty much just going to tell you to roll with the scroll wheel. But if you don't have a scroll wheel, you'll have to just remember what it is you've got to do to get there, so I don't end up repeating that forever. So hold the middle mouse button, tumble the view, and you'll see I do a lot of adjusting here. There is the monkey head. Alright, so let's go ahead and move that out of the way. And now we're going to add a mesh tube. And you notice how that added at the position of my cursor. Put that cursor over here. Going to add a mesh UV sphere. See how that added down there? Now, one thing that I can't tell in this view is how deep that cursor is. So sometimes I need to use my number pad and switch views so I can see where I am. Another thing I can do is I can use multiple views to help me orient myself in depth, because I'm only looking at two-dimensional space. I don't know really how far behind the sphere that monkey head is, but from this view I can tell. So as you can see from right here, it looks the same as from right here. So since we can't tell depth, we need our depth cues, which we get from our perspective view. That really helps us. See, but that doesn't help us to accurately place things. So fortunately, Blender has got a preset view. If you go into the view and select toggle quad view, and it has this crazy keyboard shortcut, Shift Control Alt S. I haven't even learned that one yet. And then we get a top orthographic, a front, and a right orthographic view. And we also get a camera view here. So now, as you see in the top view, if I know that I put my monkey in the center there, I can see in this right view, yes indeed, it is in the center. In this view, the front, I don't really see any change, because unless maybe I pushed it past the sphere. So experiment with this quad view, and you'll find that it's maybe a little daunting at first, or maybe find it more useful and more natural. I tend to like to work in one view and use the number pad to switch, but this is the way a lot of people are used to operating. This is really helpful if we want to stack things. For instance, let's move the monkey head up. Let's take the cylinder